What if I told you that one single XRP could one day be worth $10,000? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That's impossible. It could never happen. But here's the crazy part. When you really dive deep into the numbers, the utility, and the global financial system that XRP is trying to tap into, you start to realize that this so-called impossible scenario might not be so far-fetched after all. In today's video, we're going to break down exactly how and why XRP could reach $10,000 per coin, what conditions would need to be in place, and whether this is just a pipe dream, or the biggest opportunity of our lifetime. So grab your seat because this ride is about to get wild. Let's start with the obvious. Right now, XRP trades under $1. Most people would say, if it hasn't even hit $10, how could it ever hit $10,000? That's the mindset of short-term traders. They're looking at today's price action and ignoring the massive, long-term picture. Skeptics often say, well, the market cap would be too big. But here's the thing, they're assuming XRP is just another crypto, competing with meme coins and speculative assets. XRP is different. XRP is not just a coin. It's designed to be the bridge currency for the entire global financial system. And when you zoom out and look at the trillions upon trillions of dollars, moving across borders every single day, suddenly $10,000 per XRP doesn't sound so crazy. Right now, the global financial system is broken when it comes to cross-border payments. If you want to send money overseas, it can take 3 to 5 business days, cost massive fees, and require multiple middlemen like SWIFT and correspondent banks. Every year, over $156 trillion flows across borders. That's not a typo, minus $156 trillion. But here's the kicker. The current system is outdated, expensive, and incredibly slow. That's where XRP comes in. Ripple, the company behind XRP, designed it to be the ultimate liquidity solution, a digital asset that can bridge currencies instantly, settle transactions in seconds, and handle massive volume without the friction of today's system. If XRP were to become the backbone of cross-border payments, even capturing just a fraction of that $156 trillion market, the price would have to rise dramatically to handle that kind of liquidity demand. Here's where it gets mind-blowing.
Right now, there are about 100 billion XRP tokens in existence, but not all of them are circulating. Let's simplify and say about 50 billion are realistically available for liquidity. Now, imagine if XRP were to become the standard bridge currency for global settlements. To facilitate trillions of dollars in daily volume, XRP would need to carry massive amounts of value. Here's a quick thought experiment. Global cross-border payments, 156 trillion annually. Daily liquidity needs, around $430 billion per day. Divide that liquidity across circulating XRP, and suddenly you're talking about thousands of dollars per coin just to handle the flow. Now, add in derivatives, a market worth over $1 quadrillion. If XRP were to even touch a fraction of that market as a settlement layer, the price per XRP could skyrocket into the 5-digit territory. That's where the $10,000 theory comes from. It's not based on hype. It's based on mathematical necessity if XRP plays the role it was designed for. Now here's where things get even more interesting. The average retail investor might buy a few hundred XRP and hope for a pump. But the real power behind XRP's future doesn't come from retail at all. It comes from institutions. Ripple has already partnered with hundreds of banks and financial institutions, names like Santander, SBI Holdings, and even rumors about ties to the Federal Reserve. If central banks and major financial institutions begin using XRP as their preferred bridge asset, then the demand won't just be some traders on an exchange. It will be governments, banks, and megacorporations that need XRP for actual real-world utility. And here's the kicker. Institutions don't care about buying XRP at $0.50 or $50 or even $500. They care about solving liquidity problems worth trillions. If they need XRP at $10,000 to move money efficiently, they'll pay it. So how does XRP actually get there? 1. Regulatory clarity. The SEC versus Ripple case has been one of the biggest hurdles. Once XRP gets full legal clarity in the US and beyond, institutions will finally feel safe to adopt it. 2. Adoption by banks. As more banks and payment providers adopt Ripple's ODL, on-demand liquidity, XRP's utility will grow exponentially. 3. Global reserve asset potential. Some theorists even suggest XRP could be positioned as a neutral global settlement asset, kind of like digital gold for payments. If those 3 steps align, clarity, adoption, and global positioning, the demand for XRP could rise beyond anything we've ever seen in crypto before. And when supply is limited and demand skyrockets, basic economics tells us the price has only one direction to go. So could XRP really hit $10,000 per coin? On the surface, it sounds insane. But when you dig deeper into the size of the markets it could capture, the liquidity requirements, and the institutional adoption that's already happening, suddenly it doesn't sound so crazy. Of course, none of this is guaranteed. XRP could fail. Another technology could replace it. Regulations could crush it. But if XRP succeeds in becoming the bridge asset for the global financial system, then $10,000 might not just be possible. It might actually be inevitable. The real question is, will you be holding when it happens? If you found this breakdown eye-opening, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who still thinks XRP is just another altcoin. Because as we've seen today, it might just be the backbone of the new financial system. Stay tuned, stay ready, and I'll catch you in the next video.